Ya you are me are first assessi. Every empire, every fortune, every achievement worthy of remembrance begins with a single invisible element, the mind of the individual who dared to believe in a different future. Wealth does not first appear in the bank account, it appears in the consciousness. The greatest asset you will ever possess is not gold, land, resources, or even opportunity. It is the inner workshop where ideas are born, shaped, refined, and transformed into reality. Your mind is the treasury from which all riches flow. Every person who rises from ordinary to extraordinary does so because they have learned to master the internal world before attempting to rearrange the external one. You can hand two men the same amount of money, the same tools, the same environment, and the same number of hours, yet one may become rich while the other remains stagnant. Why? Because one man has trained his mind to think in terms of abundance, while the other is enslaved by limitation. Your thoughts are seeds. When nourished by belief, watered by persistence, and cultivated by discipline, they blossom into achievements that others admire but seldom understand. The wealthy are not merely individuals who possess money. They are individuals who possess mental patterns capable of creating money repeatedly. They have built mental structures of clarity, intention, resilience, imagination, and unwavering certainty. They have trained themselves to see potential where others see obstacles. They have conditioned their minds to turn circumstances into stepping stones rather than excuses. The mind is the only place where your future can be created before it is lived. Richness begins when you visualize, with unwavering conviction, a life greater than your current conditions. Thought is not merely an activity, it is a force. Every idea carries with it the power to shape your actions, your habits, your results, and ultimately your destiny. When your thought is directed with purpose, it becomes a magnetic field that draws opportunities, people, and resources into your world. The mind becomes a true asset only when you discipline it. A mind left uncontrolled is like fertile land left to weeds. It grows something, but nothing valuable. Wealthy people cultivate their mental garden daily. They feed it only with ideas that elevate, strengthen, and empower. They refuse to let fear, doubt, or laziness become permanent tenants. They understand that poverty often begins in the mind long before it appears in the life. A wealthy mind is a mind that has learned to command itself. It knows how to direct attention. It understands the power of belief. It refuses to entertain hopelessness. It rejects the poison of negative thinking. It speaks to itself with the authority of someone who expects victory, not defeat. This mental discipline is not built overnight. It is constructed through daily decisions, daily affirmations, daily efforts. Your mind becomes your greatest asset when you use it deliberately. Every day presents two choices: to think by default or to think by design. Default thinking is survival-focused, fear-driven, and reactive. Design thinking is purpose-driven, strategic, and visionary. The wealthy choose the latter. They spend time imagining possibilities, designing plans, evaluating opportunities, and nurturing ideas. They do not let their minds idle because they understand that the mind, like fire, will either burn out of control or become a source of power depending on how it is handled. Behind every wealthy individual is a mind that dared to think big when circumstances were small. Behind every financial breakthrough is a mind that dared to believe in abundance when evidence was insufficient. Behind every opportunity seized is a mind awake, alert, and prepared. Your mind is the architect of your financial destiny. It holds the blueprint from which your life is constructed. Before you acquire external assets, you must build the internal one. For no man can hold on the outside what he has not already accepted on the inside. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you think into existence, believe into existence, and act into existence. And the birthplace of that process is your mind, the first, greatest, and most powerful asset you will ever own. EIGM Scalable. If the mind is the birthplace of wealth, then high income skills are the tools that carve that wealth into physical form. Skills are the bridges between imagination and income. They are the engines that pull a person out of mediocrity and place them on the highway of financial independence. The world has always rewarded one thing above all: value. And high-income skills are simply concentrated value in human form. High-income skills are abilities that produce results for which society willingly pays a premium. These skills include leadership, communication, persuasion, digital mastery, innovation, problem-solving, and the capacity to influence outcomes in measurable ways. Rich people develop skills that magnify their earning power. Poor people rely only on labor that can be easily replaced. The wealthy are not paid by the hour. They are paid by the impact of their capabilities. A skill is not something you possess, it is something you grow. Every wealthy individual began with one powerful decision, the decision to become valuable. The moment you commit yourself to developing a high-income skill, you step into a different financial category. You are no longer limited by job descriptions or fixed salaries. You become the author of your own economic worth. Consider this truth: no economy can suppress a skilled individual. Recession cannot break him. Competition cannot intimidate him. Geography cannot restrict him. Because a strong skill is portable, adaptable, and in constant demand. Skills travel with you wherever you go. They stand beside you like loyal soldiers in every battle of life. When one door closes, your skills build another. When opportunities shrink, your skills expand your income. When industries collapse, your skills give birth to new paths. Rich people do not rely on luck, they rely on mastery. They study, practice, refine, and sharpen their abilities daily. While the masses waste hours on entertainment, those destined for wealth invest hours in self-improvement. They read, watch, learn, test, and upgrade. They understand that your bank account will always rise to meet the level of your skills. A high-income skill creates leverage. Leverage means using a small amount of effort to produce a powerful result. A person without skills must work harder and longer to earn less. A person with strong skills works smarter, strategically, and purposefully, and earns more in 1 hour than others earn in a week. This is not accident, this is skill-driven leverage. The market rewards people who can solve complex problems with speed and precision. Skills also create confidence. When you know that you can write, speak, sell, manage, design, analyze, build, or lead at an exceptional level, fear loses its power over you. Hesitation disappears. You no longer doubt whether you can earn. You know you can. You carry inside you a certainty that cannot be stolen. That certainty is itself a form of wealth. One extraordinary skill is enough to change the trajectory of your life. Some people master communication and build empires. Some master digital creation and become millionaires. Some master leadership and rise to positions of influence. Some master sales and earn more in a year than others earn in a decade. Skills are the keys that unlock income, opportunity, and growth. But here lies the secret. The marketplace does not pay for average. It only pays for excellence. Excellence demands sacrifice, patience, repetition, and hunger. It demands the willingness to outlearn, outpractice, and outpersist everyone around you. Wealthy people embrace this process. They treat their skills like diamonds, something to be cut, polished, and perfected over time. Developing a high-income skill is not merely about making money. It is about becoming a person capable of producing wealth under any circumstance. It is about freeing yourself from dependency on others. It is about taking ownership of your economic destiny. It is about carrying within you the ability to rebuild your life at any moment, should circumstances demand it. When you develop extraordinary skills, you create extraordinary opportunities. People seek you. Businesses pursue you. Doors open without knocking. Your name travels in rooms you've never entered. That is the power of value. That is the power of skill. What separates the average from the affluent is not intelligence, luck, or background. It is craftsmanship. The decision to dedicate one's life to mastery. The willingness to invest today so that tomorrow may overflow with abundance. Skills are not merely tools for earning. They are assets that compound, appreciate, and expand. The more you refine them, the more they refine your life. And once you possess a high-income skill, you own something that can never be taken from you. Not by circumstances, not by employers, not by competition. It is your personal gold mine, waiting for you to extract its riches. Your netabo arc ISLVNGFININGM. No individual rises to greatness alone. Wealth is never created in isolation. Every fortune, every breakthrough, every turning point in a person's life can be traced back to a moment when the right person entered their path. Your network, your circle of influence, mentors, peers, supporters, and collaborators is a living financial engine capable of lifting you to heights you could never reach on your own. It is one of the most powerful, yet most underestimated, assets in the world of wealth. Your network is more than a list of names. It is an ecosystem of minds. The people you allow into your inner world shape your beliefs, influence your decisions, and determine the speed of your progress. A wealthy network multiplies your opportunities, magnifies your thinking, and strengthens your resolve. A poor network drains your energy, lowers your vision, and traps you in mediocrity. Every individual is a reflection of the company they keep. If you walk among the unambitious, you begin to shrink. If you walk among the fearful, you begin to doubt. If you walk among complainers, you begin to criticize. But if you walk among winners, your mindset elevates. If you sit beside strategists, your thinking sharpens. If you connect with achievers, your confidence expands. The people around you serve as mirrors, magnifiers, or barriers, depending on the nature of their influence. Your network becomes a financial engine when you connect with individuals whose ambitions align with your own. People who think bigger than you challenge you to grow. People who have accomplished what you seek to achieve light the path ahead. People with complementary skills help you build what you cannot build alone. Partnerships, collaborations, and shared visions have built more wealth than any single person could produce through solo effort. The wealthy understand that relationships are investments. They nurture connections with care, respect, and sincerity. They listen. They give value before asking for anything in return. They uplift others rather than compete with them. They understand that every person they meet knows something they don't, has access to something they lack, or can open a door they cannot open alone. This awareness keeps them humble, curious, and appreciative. Your network determines your opportunities. A strong network places you in conversations that lead to doors. Doors to partnerships, doors to contracts, doors to ideas, doors to financial breakthroughs. Many people struggle not because they lack capability, but because they lack connection. They work hard, remain loyal, and stay disciplined, but they remain unseen. A powerful network brings visibility. It makes your abilities known in places you have never been. It moves your name ahead of you like a quiet wind, preparing your arrival. But a powerful network requires intention. It is not built by chance. It is built by design. You must seek out people who inspire you. Attend events that expand your exposure. Join environments where growth is the norm. Engage with individuals who challenge you to reach higher levels of discipline, intelligence, and achievement. Replace small-minded conversations with success-driven discussions. Replace gossip with growth. Replace complaints with vision. Your network also provides something money cannot buy: wisdom. A single conversation with the right mentor can save you years of mistakes. One piece of guidance can redirect your path. One warning can prevent a costly downfall. One insight can multiply your wealth. The wealthy do not only seek people, they seek wisdom through people. Relationships also multiply wealth by building trust. Trust is the currency that operates quietly behind the scenes of every major opportunity. People invest in people they trust. They partner with people they trust. They recommend people they trust. They bet on people they trust. Without trust, opportunities stay closed. With trust, barriers disappear. And here lies a truth many ignore. You must also become a valuable part of someone else's network. You must be reliable. You must be consistent. You must be the person whose presence uplifts the room, the person who brings clarity, not confusion, solutions, not excuses, strength, not weakness. When you become valuable, your network expands effortlessly because value attracts value. Your network is not measured by the number of people you know, but by the quality of people you are connected to. 10 powerful individuals can change your life more than 1,000 average ones. Choose consciously, invest wisely, grow consistently. Remember, this wealth flows through people. Ideas come from people. Opportunities come through people. Resources come from people. Access comes through people. No fortune has ever been built without the influence of the right connections. Your network is your silent partner in every success you will ever achieve. Treat it as the living financial engine that it is, and it will reward you with opportunities that transform your life beyond measure. There comes a time in every person's financial journey when they must confront a life-changing truth. You cannot work your way to